What is politics? Take a second and think about your answer to that question. What is politics? What does it mean to be political? What is a politician? Think on these simple sounding questions for a moment. I'm Michael, and this is State of Mind, the Political Ideas podcast. For as long as I can remember, I have wanted to make the world a better place. Growing up in a political family, I had an ever-present fascination with government in Westminster. Who was the Prime Minister? What did they believe? Everyone seemed to know who Tony Blair or Gordon Brown was, and everyone had an opinion about them. They seemed to actually have the power to change things, or at least people acted like they did. I can distinctly remember when I was 6 or 7, on the way to synagogue, my parents were discussing a Labour Party meeting that they had attended the previous night. In my mind, this meant my parents had gotten to enjoy cake, balloons, and perhaps some pass the parcel. And my inquisitive little mind asked them about this party that they went to, and from then on I was obsessed. My dad had been a Labour Party councillor in the 90s, and my mum was an economics teacher, so on the way to wherever they were taxiing me, we would discuss political ideas. I still remember my mum teaching me about the concept of structural unemployment on the way to a piano lesson aged about 10. And so in 2010, and 15 years of age, I decided that it was time for me to join the Labour Party, because it was through that and through local and national government that I could actually make a difference. Actually address those structural issues in our society. I studied politics, first at A-level and then at university, where I got degrees at both undergraduate and master's level, and I campaigned incredibly hard in 2024 for the Labour Party because that was the way I thought I could make a difference. Was I naive? Certainly yes. But I prefer to think of myself as idealistic. I have always been fascinated by ideas. And the reality is, our governmental system and the way they do communications is not built around ideas, it's not built around values, and it's not built around long-term solutions. Our governmental system was built to conserve traditional power and wealth in the centre. And as our political system democratised, each advance came too late and with too many mitigations. With our modern media environment, the slide into populism has become, or certainly seems, all but inevitable. I don't know about you, but the news these days makes me feel just completely hopeless, like we are on a sharp and steady decline towards despair and horror the likes of which many of us never thought would be repeated. And perhaps we are. It certainly benefits media, both social media and legacy media, to keep us feeling that way. We feel that way, then we consume news on their platform, we see the adverts, and we make them money. And I convinced myself for a very long time that the only way for me to be a political actor, the only way for me to do politics, was to get involved in government, be it at local or national level, to work for an MP, maybe even become one someday. With all my education and experience, and my snobbishness and my elitism, I was still defining politics incredibly narrowly. At the beginning of this, I asked you to think about what politics was, what it meant to be political, what a politician was. And I'm willing to bet that many of you came to a similarly narrow definition that I did. Politics is something that happens in Westminster, in the House of Commons, in Congress, in the White House. Politics isn't something I do, it's something others do. And increasingly, it is something that is done to me. Politics is something that happens over there, not here. But in reality, politics can be far more broadly defined. Arguably, politics is concerned with another couple of core concepts: power and human relationships. And yes, there is a lot of power concentrated in Parliament, but power is something we all have to varying extents. Where you choose to shop is political, your work is political, your family is political. We are all deeply interconnected, and our choices and the consequences of those choices can be felt thousands of miles away. And so I realised, perhaps I still can contribute something to the political space, and perhaps I can do this in a way that actually supports my own mental health and well-being. And so I decided to start this project. I want to talk openly and honestly about politics and government, about political ideas and current affairs, but at the forefront of all of this, I want to place a core value that I think has been fundamentally missing from our politics and political media for a long, long time, and that's empathy. In this podcast, you won't find me deriding people for their views and beliefs. I will try to understand them, even if my instinct is to disagree. I will try to understand what might attract people to certain political ideas, certain policies, and certain politicians. And I will try to explain and analyse events in a way that is thorough, accessible, and hopefully entertaining. Sometimes my focus will be on ideas, and sometimes, yes, it will be on current affairs and governmental politics. You know I'm going to want to talk about the results of the Makerfield by-election and the potential consequences that might have for the Labour leadership and who the Prime Minister is going to be. But it is always going to be fundamental to me and to this podcast to discuss the actual issues and the ideas at the centre of them. Likewise, some concepts in political space are just completely needlessly inaccessible. For example, not many people understand how our economy functions, and so I will always aim to alleviate this and to help make political concepts that might seem quite difficult more accessible. I can't pretend to be neutral, and nor do I think I need to be. I'm of the opinion that my intersecting identities and experiences inherently shape who I am. They shape how I think about things. They shape which issues I care about. And I think you, the listener, are more than capable of coming to your own view. And to pretend that I'm neutral when I so obviously can't be is at best patronising. In a future episode, we will discuss the concept of being left-wing, right-wing, or centrist, and how ultimately this is a very crude and imperfect way of defining political belief. But for now, I think I've spoken enough. This is a really exciting project for me, and I truly hope that we both get something meaningful out of it. I've been Michael, and this has been State of Mind, and I'll see you next time.